This fight round with Nate Diaz, big fight. I mean, how much change did you have to make in terms of getting ready for this 5-round fight?
Always working for 5 fights, 5 rounds and 10 rounds. I don't know. We don't care. So like coach says, do that, do this. No, we do everything. He says, I believe in him. He believes in me. I'm going smash somebody, take my money and going home.
I know last time you were frustrated that you fought a little too aggressively, maybe not quite under control. How much of that was a focus, and how do you change that? I mean, your aggression is a benefit too.
I don't know, brother, how I change that. We'll see in the fight. I'm gonna go and take his head off. It's like always I do. I come here, don't take the points. Like play the games and come here to smash somebody and take his head.
Big week for you. Obviously a big fight, but a big news as well that you're getting into the promotion game with Real Fight Inc. Talk about that aspect of your life. I mean, is that an exciting new development?
Well, just the way it's been like from my whole career. I've been a promoter the whole time. Come to find out, my fights promote themselves, and then the whole thing came with. And then I was like, I'm gonna get the Conor fight and show people how it's done, but nobody learned how it was done. So then I was like, got the rematch and took the 3 years off, and now I was like, all right, well, I know what I'll do now. I'll make a belt. Watch me do it too. And then so that happened, and then whatever the fuck happened next, every time it's like, what, this easy? Why am I playing for them? I play for me.
Last question for me. The discussion seems to be that early you're the dominant force, but if this goes later, it's trouble for you because he last there. You
if
agree
it
with
goes
that?
2 hours, I don't care, brother. I'm gonna take his head, like that. What are you gonna do? Like, like guy 170, and fight like I can fight at heavyweight as well. So I don't think so. That guy gonna survive 1 round. We'll see. I hope he can survive like 5 rounds. It's good for him. Show his heart, and go away from the UFC being like a warrior. If I beat him in first round, they want to say, yeah, the guy is too old. Yeah. Uncle Diaz gonna have to go home.
I know you still got a lot of fighting left to do in your career, but is that something you plan on being like heavily involved in, or is that just kind of a side business?
Nah, yeah, I'm just gonna let my smart friends and my rich folks do that part. I'm just gonna sit to the side and say what's dumb and what's not.
Smart. In the meantime, obviously you got a big fight, UFC 279. I know this is a fight you said, listen, it's not necessarily the fight I wanted. Does that make it any more challenging to prepare for than any other fight in your career, knowing it's not one you necessarily wanted?
Yeah, for sure. So I give up on preparing. I'm just like, whatever. Beat me.
What happened with Paulo Costa at the UFC PI?
Nothing. Like, he's talking about shit about me. I never see it talk about that guy. Maybe he wants something. I don't know. He want to be famous. So I don't know. And then Israel his ass. So what? He got all the world see that shit. And he have to go back and to do something with easy.
Is that a fight you could have one day, you and Paulo?
Why? I don't fight with that kind of guys. He's already somebody fucked him up, in that.
Khamzat, I mean, what do you think of him as a fighter? I mean, have you watched much tape? I mean, have you seen much of his game? I mean, obviously, I'm sure you hear the hype around him, but do you think he's deserving of it?
I think that I've been stuck in the cage for a long time, and I got to do what I got to do to get the fuck out. Whether it's fight the toughest guy, the newest guy, whatever you want to make of him or call him, or anybody, I'm like, I'm just ready to rock and roll.
Nice. Last thing for me, Nate, obviously all the talk is about your contract. We know, this is the last one. So I just wonder, regardless of the result, how do you decide what's next? Is it only about, money? Is it just about the amount of money on a check coming from somewhere? Or is there something else you want in the next phase of your career, whether it be you still with the UFC or somewhere else?
I feel like the UFC, it's kind of limited for me, and I want to reach fucking higher goals, higher objectives, and do bigger stuff than this. And under the UFC umbrella, it's like you're, like I said, you're limited. You only go so far, and like I said, it's only halftime show. It's time to blow past everybody here and the organization, and even if it involved in me staying in or getting out, I'm gonna do something bigger than I've ever done as soon as this is done. Bigger than this, bigger than whatever's in the past also.
10 years ago, could you ever have imagined yourself being in the headline fight at a UFC event in Las Vegas?
But I didn't know like what was UFC that time. I was working somewhere, doing like trying to teach my Swedish, And, yeah. So I went on the street, with the guys talking "Wallah, yani," that shit things.
Nate, if you could see one change in the UFC, what would it be? If you could implement one change and you could see something change about the company, what would it be?
I don't.
There's been some talk about you and Jake Paul. Is that something you're interested in, or are you just sort of that doesn't matter until after Saturday?
I think I've heard a lot about a lot of stuff, and whatever comes after this, like I said, it's going to be bigger than anything I've ever done.
Are you interested in his fight with Anderson?
I'm interested in all combat.
When did you realize, because I see some of your Stockholm boys here with you this morning, when did you realize that this was a possibility, that you could become a pro fighter?
One of my friends, my best friends, actually my best brother, and he took me to the MMA. He said to come to the gym. It's MMA. I was thinking about that. Brother, I'm working now, and my brother doesn't want to let me go out, because I always find some trouble, And he said, come to the Göteborg, and I went there and went to the gym, this spar, and especially guys, and coach asking me which record you have and these kind of things. I said, first time in a match, Then we start, after 1-2 weeks, I fight and win my fight like 20 seconds, I don't remember, something like that. Then everyone's talking about, hey, you should start, you're good at that, We come like that, so to MMA. Then I moved to Stockholm, I seen the Alex and these guys, and when I start something, I go all in, like I did now.
Do you feel a lot of support from the Swedish people, the way Alex gets a lot of support from them?
Yeah, of course. Sweden is my home, Now everyone is supporting me in Sweden. Gonna show that to all the world where we come from,
And looking at your next opponent, do you think you have the weapons to beat him?
Yeah.
Hey, Nate, to your left.
I got because I saw him move, and I was like, that's the right, bro. I didn't get in my head.
Every fighter we've talked to today is very excited to be on your card. I just wanted to know, what's that mean to you?
Well, excited back.
What's that?
Excited back.
Oh,
Also.
awesome. Thank you.